So, things I want from Wuthering Waves as a game, okay? This will not include story. This will not affect convene. Okay? So you can't take out the convene. Also, will barely affect wave plate spending, even though that system is garbage and should be removed. All right, hold on. Let's kill this dragon first, and then I'll talk about my points as I kill this. So, one of the first things they need to do, I'll write it down in a minute, is they need to change their echoes to be infinitely farmable, right? The reason they need to do this is because that's already a majority of the way people get their echoes. I don't know anybody that's farming echoes through actually spending wave plates. And if you are, the only reason you're doing that is for the level up material, okay? It's just in the way. It's not a helpful system. It's just there to be there and consume extra wave plates. Kind of makes you go like, why does this exist? Great question. Just to be a barrier, right? And that's terrible game design. You don't want something in the game just to create problems. So what I'm going to say would fix it is remove echoes from time gates, okay? Because the daily spend limit and stuff like this, right? Firstly, reasons. Here, I'll give my reasons. Reason 1. You lose hardcore players. Okay? Not entirely, because you get them to come back tomorrow, right? I'm flying for 3 hours. I know. Okay, I know. When there's a system I like the ecosystem, I actually don't mind the ecosystem. There's just some big issues with it. And then you hinder the player from fully enjoying that system is where you run into problems. It's just, I feel like it could be improved. Not saying it's bad, but it could be improved. Reason 1, you lose players, right? Second, reason 2, which is arguably a bigger reason. RNG being time gated when it doesn't make money loses player interest. No, it just makes the system annoying. It's an annoying system. I don't know how to say this. Because yes, you lose your hardcore players. Then again, if you're trying to preserve servers, though, you don't want players playing your game all the time. You want them to be playing it only a little bit. Well, actually, here's another reason. You create a separate economy loop. What I mean by this, if echoes are unrelated dailies, wave plate, it could open up to trading or more replayable currencies. It could be so much better, right? Could just open up the game so much more if they had this, which they don't. Anyway, I think this point's kind of like it's not the best point, okay? Point 2. Actually, we should probably preface this. Point 2 is merge attribute damages on 3 costs. I mean, this is kind of self-explanatory. It's just a bad system. Simply, it's just a bad system. It's just a bad system. It benefits who does it benefit if you keep the echoes the way they are, right? Like, here's an example. Right, we go into the resonator. I was watching this on a guy's video earlier. He was suggesting the same point, right? On your 3-cost echoes, you have glacier damage bonuses or fusion damage bonuses or electro, right? But most sets don't need. On Molten Rift, why would you not take fusion damage bonus, right? There's no time you would ever take glacier damage. So instead, I suggest merge them all. Put them all into the same, like, just call it elemental damage bonus or like attribute damage bonus. Just merge them. It's too complicated. I'm not saying you need to merge the sonatas, but this is just bad. And it's not like there's number differences. Spectro is 6%,
6%. Like, there's no difference. There's literally no difference. It's just there to make 3 costs annoying. If you do add these buffs to anything, you should add it to the ones that you can infinitely farm already, because otherwise, like, there's literally nothing you can do. It's just unlucky. Like, you're limited by daily stamina. You're limited by the amount of respawns that 3 costs have. So overall, it's just, you can't control any of the factors there, right? With how little you get. Like, I've been farming for the last, I mean, I farmed a lot today, okay? But, dude, okay, we got 1 glacial damage. I guarantee you this ain't gonna have any good substats that we want, but substats aside, we're not talking about substats right now. I think substats are actually in a very good spot right now. I think we should keep them. I think what we need to do is fix the actual base system we have right now, because substats are supposed to be endgame. I think those are fine where they're at. I think they're in a really good spot. But, like, look at this. We got Glacial Electro. Okay, I'm pretty lucky right now. But, like, these two are unusable. Completely unusable. If you go to Havoc, you know, it doesn't make sense. It would also make Lingering Tunes. It's like, yeah, you don't have to specifically hunt 1 echo. Imagine if this was just attribute damage bonus. Imagine, right? It would be amazing. Anyway, that is point number 2, and I think is the most important. Yeah, just it's simply a bad system, especially with time gating. The thing with the a note on the ecosystem is it's already grindy enough as is that it doesn't need to be time gated. That's my main point for point 1. Like, that's why I'm saying you should untie it from wave plates and stuff. It's already grindy even without this. This is just like saying to all the players that do want to engage with the system, frick you, pretty much. And then most of the casuals, they play it and they're like, ah, whatever, I don't care, I don't touch the ecosystem that much. They'll max out someone that has, you know, a good glacial and a good, like, you know, they will literally just hunt this stat, max it out, won't care about substats, right? I don't know, it's not great right now. I think obviously substats are very good, and that's this is terrible right here. This is terrible. I have been farming this guy today, so you guys can laugh at me. And we haven't got many of him, but he's at least infinitely farmable, which I think 4 costs are the best example of what all the other echoes should be. Infinitely farmable, and their actual pool of rolls they have are great. I think it's, you got crit damage, HP, defense. Like, there's going to be a time where defense is going to be decent. Then we're going to get a defense character. It's going to be usable. But having, like, specific elemental damage sucks. Anyway, there we go. Point 3, I guess this is one I was thinking of recently. Allow the, like, little game modes to drop echoes. What I mean by that is, like, you know, the defense attack trials? This might be very controversial, because people would be like, oh, dude, you could just farm infinitely then, right? Why would you not do that? This is more of like a maybe point if the rest happens. I think these are the main ones that need to happen. Most importantly, this needs to happen. I would love for this, but it's a gacha game, and I don't think they're going to get rid of time gates, because they just have this weird obsession with time gates, even though they actually just suck. The amount of time that you would need to put in to get God roll echoes anyway is like hours upon hours upon hours upon hours just playing, right? The time gate doesn't make much sense. It's just extra annoyance. Anyway, trials to reward echoes, those little like combat trials, infinitely farmable echoes. It would be nice. I think either way, the trials should be more repeatable. It would give a reason to play the combat trials again, other than the asteroid rewards. You would engage with other parts of the game, right? Because currently, I mean, what do you get? You don't get anything for replaying a trial, right? We can go in right now. I can show you. I've completed this combat trial, right? I can go fight this. What do you think it's going to give me? Nothing. What's the point? What's the point of coming back here? I love the defense mode. I think it's a really, really fun mode, but it's not going to reward me with anything. I can do it. I'm not going to right now. Maybe I'll put that as the end of this video for gameplay if someone's bored or something. Anyway, they need replayable content right now. That is what this game is missing, aside from daily content. I think the daily content is good, but having something for like the ecosystem is great for like filler content. If someone's bored and they are done with the rest of the game, They go to the ecosystem, but then the ecosystem says, frick you, right? And then there's nothing else to do in the game besides maybe like what? Create a new account. And if you're creating a new account, you're in too deep. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're probably doing it for asteroids more than you're doing it for any other reason. I don't know. It's just not the best game design, in my opinion. That should never be your like ideals. I think these are like the biggest parts with the ecosystem that I'm not a huge fan of. I would like to see, I don't know. I think it's okay. These are like, this is about it. It really wouldn't affect their money too. Like they could get away with this. You don't spend money for echoes that often. Okay, technically, right. There is this bundle, okay? And you could be like, man, then they wouldn't be able to sell this bundle. How much do these actually earn? Okay. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I am never spending any cash unless you are like an absolute whale. The saddest part though, is even the whales are time gated. They have a max inventory. Look at this. See? Limit one. Even the whales are time gated. And that doesn't like, it hurts. It really hurts. I think my next biggest point that I'm going to make probably another video, separate video on real talk in gacha games. This sucks right here. Weekly bosses. I hate weekly boss limits. I'll talk about that another time though. I think this video has enough content in it right now. Bosses are in a very good spot. I think bosses are very good. They're fine. Maybe you could up the difficulty to like target a attribute and it gives a higher chance to roll that attribute. That'd be nice. There's a lot of things they could do with the system, but these are like the general changes I think that need to happen with core gameplay right now to give casual or just everybody more of an end game. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. And I don't have much else to say, but yeah, that's hopefully you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment if you guys have different opinions. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that stuff. And I'll see you guys in the future.